Did you get up today? Whoa. And are you doing okay? Whoa. Did you leave it all behind you? Or did you take it away? Whoa. Life will lead you in the right direction if you let it.
Hello everybody. Welcome to the Stone and Starlight Carnival here on the Critical Misses Twitch channel. My name is Abigail Gellner, she, her pronouns, and it is my honor and privilege to invite you once again to a session of Under Hollow Hills, a role-playing game by Meggie and Vincent Baker in which we portray the performers and workers in a traveling circus that moves between fairyland and the mortal world. Before we begin, allow me the pleasure of handing our introductions to our stellar cast. Please go around, tell us your name, your pronouns, and introduce your character. And feel free to chime in whenever you want.
I can start. Hello. Okay. Hello, my name is Feku. My pronouns are they, them, and I will be playing Ila, whose pronouns are they, them, it. I will pass it along to Pluto.
Hey everyone, I'm Pluto. My pronouns are they, them. And while usually I play a little clown girl named Grace, tonight I am playing Maximilian the Magnificent, the chieftain mouse whose pronouns are he, him. And I will pass it over to Allegro.
Hello, everyone. My name is Allegro, also known as Alluring Allegro. I use they, any pronouns, and I am playing Colibri, who would usually go by Colibri Clover, but is probably a little bit closer to Colibri Crow right now. Uses they, her pronouns. The Feather Cloak. To you next.
Hello, I'm Max. I use he, they pronouns, and tonight, here in general, I play Calix Deverin Hart, very specifically Calix right now, given his proximity to winter. He also uses he, they pronouns.
And as before, my name is Abby Gellner. I use she, her pronouns, and I have the pleasure of being your mistress of ceremonies, the voice of the people and places we encounter whilst on tour. So you may have noticed we have a different circus member being played by Pluto this time, and let me tell you why. Last time on the Stone and Starlight Carnival, the circus had been traveling across North America for several weeks and ended up in the small town of Tsiacha, British Columbia. There, the veil between worlds would be thin enough for them to cross back over into fairyland. By chance, there was also a cider-making festival underway, one that seemed just a little too cheery. It turned out that the climax of that festival was the ritual beheading of Jack Frost, a powerful Fae of Winter. The circus performed admirably, only for Grace to spirit away Jack Frost before the headsman's axe could fall, possibly dooming the little community to a hard winter. Upon reuniting with Grace in Fairyland, Ela the troll, formerly known as Gento, turned Grace into a rat. Grace called in their favor from Jack Frost and vanished without a trace. So Grace is quite literally in the wind, which is why we have a new cast member. So Pluto, please introduce us very quickly to Maximilian the Magnificent.
Yeah, Maximilian the Magnificent is the chieftain mouse who thinks he is the real rein bearer of the circus, but is so tiny that gets overlooked and lost a lot inside of the circus caravan. He is literally this tall, about maybe a foot. Um, little has like a little leather jacket over a breastplate made of like bark from a tree, and always carries a sword and a shield with him. The shield is literally an acorn cap, and the sword is just a sewing needle that he sheaves in a little chunk of cheese at his waist. And he has just pure white fur, and he's just like very loud and exuberant at all times.
Lovely. So as you said, Maximilian the Magnificent has in fact been here the entire time, just a little too small to be noticed most of the time. But it's maybe Maximilian's day to shine, who knows? So let's introduce our newest event. In Fairyland, at the crossing of the King's Road and the Witch's Road, there is nothing but a sandy-banked river bubbling beneath an endless blue sky and the falling of autumn leaves. But if you know where to look, or rather, how to look, you'll get a glimpse of the Goblin Market, a motley collection of stalls, inns, taverns, carts, kennels, tanneries, butcheries, hostelries. Everywhere there are fairies of all kinds, but most of all, there are goblins, calling and crying and cajoling. At the Goblin Market, anything is for sale, from damsons so sweet they'll make your eyes water with bliss to the childhood nightmare you thought you had forgotten about. It is this small pace of chaos the circus now enters. Who is riding in front as you enter into the Goblin Market?
I will do it. I will be the one in front.
All right. So after months of the mundanity and strangeness of the mortal world, you are back in Fairy, and you're back in what is probably the strangest place in all of Fairy. The Goblin Market is bustling right now. It's about midday when you arrive, but even so, it's not that it's cloudy. It's just that there's so much dust being kicked up by all of the people here. This is the most crowded venue you have been to in some time. And as you get closer, a tall for a goblin woman approaches you. She is dressed in very high boots and a doublet, and has a very shiny badge of office pinned to her vest. And behind her, she's got several other goblins and one troll. And each of those goblins is holding a rather heavy stick. And the goblin woman goes up to you, Calix, since you are evidently in the lead, and says, "All right, who's approaching the Goblin Market?"
I will be curt but polite. Kind of pop my head out of my cart. Is stood in Starlight Circus, returning from the mortal realm into Fae. Do you need our documents?
She strokes her chin for a moment, and she's got a very pointy chin, and she says, "I don't really be needing your documents if you take my drift." And she rubs her fingers together.
Right. Over the table, she's looking for an offering for passage?
She's looking for a bribe.
She's looking for a bribe? Okay, I can happily provide her with some gold or a nice weapon from my collection, maybe. Whatever suits her fancy.
Yeah. I think if you provide her some gold coins, she goes, "Hey, not bad. Well, the name's Sheriff Thimbletoss. You cause any trouble around here, you'll be answering to me, Marjoline Thrack, Old Tom Burgle, Reeve Rotnail, and Thud." And the troll goes, Thud." That's Thud.
Good to know that even the sheriff around here takes bribes. All right, we'll keep it in mind. I'm sure we won't cause any trouble. Are we free to go?
Aye, that you are. You know the rules of the Goblin Market. Everyone pays their fair share. Other than that, there are no rules. You here to play a show, are you?
We do a show where we're desired.
Well, can't say we couldn't lack for a bit of entertainment. We got someone in charge of that over by the big tree. Name's Finbar Hollowrose. You can't miss him.
We'll go rendezvous with him then. Thank you for the lead.
Mm-hmm. All right, off you go. And she lets you pass while the goblin posse and the troll watch you all intently, without hostility, more interest and maybe a little boredom.
Fair enough. So yeah, I don't know what everyone else is doing, but I'll direct the cart towards this big tree when we continue traveling.
Yep. As the caravan enters the market, you're like swarmed by a dozen goblins offering you like the best stables around for miles, offering you to feed your steeds and wash them and dry them. One of them offers to braid their manes, but also you know that you can literally just park them by the side of the road. There's no law against that.
I think colibris, as we're passing through them, just kind of giving them like looks of like, oh, thank you.
Yeah. Anytime you refuse to buy one of their wares, the goblins kind of kick rocks literally and then storm off, but then are on to the next person, on to the next hustle.
They'll be fine. Many other people to help and or swindle. I think Colibri's cart probably is like near Ela's right now. And I think as we're moving, Colibri kind of like looks over, like around, like behind, to just kind of like trying to get their attention.
Calibri will see Ela by the driver's seat. BB just munching on something, and Ela is like reading something and then writing on what they are reading. Kind of just like while looking down on the book, just goes,
I think we're going to have a problem.
At that, Ela looks up and says, "What sort of problem?"
A clown is missing sort of problem.
Ela shrugs and says, "So the clown is missing, so?"
I think we're all aware this isn't just any clown.
What do you propose?
Nothing yet, I just think you, at least, the two of us, at least, should be aware, considering we were also the last two to see her.
And we might be the last to see her. In any case, if it doesn't come up, it doesn't come up. If it comes up, then we explain ourselves. There's no point in hiding what happened.
That's a bit of the thing, isn't it? Do we really know what happened? Why would she have gone?
Well,
She's usually not gone this long.
all I know is she betrayed us. She definitely, probably doomed an entire humans town. And
Humans
I don't
have
think
bad
I would-
winters at times. It's not.
Bad winters that aren't caused by some individual.
Yes, that's true. I wouldn't exactly want to be on the losing end of a deal with Frost, but I just don't necessarily think. I don't think what she did was smart, but I also don't think it was the end all be all. And now she's gone.
The end all be all, isn't that something that we all have to consider? The end all be all being, if you don't do anything within your power, and it was within my power, why would I do nothing?
You love to talk in riddles when you get like this. Fine, fine. We don't say anything. When it makes a difference, it makes a difference.
Exactly. Everyone would be happier if they just do things that are within their control.
Oh, sound a bit like Alex, right? Anyways, suppose we should finish helping get where we're going.
Where are we going? And then at this point, Eli, like, we've stopped already, right? Like, we've stopped already and, like, kind of try settling down.
I
So,
think if anything, we're just like meandering through the market. This is like our destination right
I
now.
thought we were like moving to the tree, I think it was.
Yeah.
So that is where you can find the head of entertainment in the Goblin Market is by the big tree.
So if we're going to the big tree, Ela just kind of like goes into the cart and calls out, while still talking to Colibri, and says, "Well, if we're going to be performing yet again, I suppose we should prepare some of our things."
Yes. That we should.
I do have a question. Why does it bother you so?
Well,
And at this point, Ela comes out, and you see Ela with a random bow and a few splintery arrows. For what?
It
Just
sounds like you might.
because.
It sounds like you might be drawing Colibri out.
Yes, attempting to in the. Oh, hold on. Yes, I can definitely do that. I thought it was Calibri that I couldn't draw out.
I was like, is that? Nope, that's a different
Nope,
person.
No,
Darn.
that's a different person. Yeah, I got a 0 and draw them out anyway. Oh, that's an 8.
All right. So when you draw someone out on a 7 to 9, you can ask one of the questions from that list. What are you considering? Where are you open to me? What are you forgetting? What do you hope I'll do? What are you afraid I'll do? Or what do you expect?
What are you? Hold on. What are you considering?
I think Colibri in Winter is definitely a bit more. She's not as flighty. Seems weird, a silly word to use here, but usually is quite energetic and kind of keeping tabs of things in like a curious and like wondrous and like warm sort of way. And right now, she's keeping tabs on of everything in like a very kind of cold and calculated, and in this moment a little bit anxious way. I think Clibbri's considering the likelihood that this is the start of the carnival falling apart. And what that means. They're not sure yet.
Kind of sensing all of that and hearing what Calibri is saying, Ela says, "Well, I suppose we should find something to glue us together. If that is a fear of yours."
I don't need to fear anything. We'll be fine. And I think Cleavery's going to take that opportunity to gesture to helping set up and leave as fast as possible.
At this point,
Alright.
Ela is also like, if we're going to find, like, just internally, if we're going to find the glue, who are we going to get?
So I would like to cut a bit to Maximilian because we haven't met Maximilian
Yep,
yet.
I was waiting for that little chat to end. When we stopped briefly to talk to the goblin, Maximilian's cart's very tiny, so they tend to be at the back. Even their pony that pulls their cart is only slightly bigger than Matt's, so we kind of ride under the caravan.
Oh.
Maximilian used the opportunity while everyone was stopped to pull ahead here in the conversation and is now leading the way to the tree so that they can be the first one to talk to the person in town. And they're kind of just like waving to the crowd with their like sword and shield up, just kind of like, it's Maximilian, the Magnificent. It is I.
Oh my goodness. So I think you're in a crowd that's diverse enough in size and shape that a few of them are like not much bigger than you, and they kind of wave politely a little bit. That the way you do when someone comes up to you and it's like, yes, you know who I am, and you're like, maybe.
Yep.
Did we meet at the gym?
Yep, that's Max's 5, 100%.
Yes. But as you approach the truly gargantuan tree at the center of the market, you do see a very tall, whip-thin elf with long, pointy ears, with like kind of literally olive-colored skin, and very oddly enough has, instead of hair, has just like orchids growing out of their head, dressed in great finery. And they are currently admiring their reflection in the mirror, but you get the impression that, yes, this is in fact Finbar Hollowrose.
I will stop the cart like a foot away from wherever they're at. And I will scurry up to the highest thing that will bring me to eye level with this elf. And just like wave grandly to try to get his attention.
After a moment, Finbar pauses from admiring themselves in the mirror and goes, "Oh, hello, tiny master. Welcome to the Goblin Market. My name is Finbar Hollowrose," and he does a very elaborate bow.
I do a very elaborate bow back, and as I stand up, good tidings, Finbar. I am Maximilian the Magnificent, the ringmaster of the Stone and Starlight Carnival. We are here to entertain your people.
Would you say you are addressing someone courteously right now?
Yeah, I'll say I would. I will definitely do that. Let's see what my thing is for that. +1. Use different colored dice for Maximilian. That is a 9.
A 9. So on any hit, they must answer you courtesy in return, no matter their intentions or animosity towards you. So they clap their hands together and go, "It is a pleasure, my pleasure indeed. Thank you for coming to our carnival, and our market. I'm all out of sorts today. Thank you for gracing our market with your circus's presence. Your reputation, of course, precedes you. Are you here to favor us with a performance this evening?"
Yeah, you have the lucky honor of seeing the circus live that you've heard about your whole lives. We're going to make use of your market improves and probably stock up on our caravan because we've had a long trip from the mortal realm. But then we have the grandest of shows planned out for you and all of your people.
Lovely, lovely. You, of course, have the run of the market, as all Fae of good standing do, and ill standing as well, if I may add. There may be a little bit of a scheduling issue, I'm afraid. You see, there is another act who has already reserved our bandstand. If you would like to take it up with them or make it worth our while, I'm sure we could come to some sort of agreement that leaves all parties feeling better off than they were.
Yeah, I can discuss that with my crew and my assistant, Calix. They handle a lot of the administrative stuff for me. I'm sure that they could work out something.
Oh nah. Oh nah.
Oh yes.
Capital,
I
capital.
will get back to you shortly, as you see. And I gesture back to where the carts are like slowly coming up. I have to get them positioned to get them taken care of. They're all a little down in the dumps. One of our acts left recently. So we're going to have to make tonight's show even more extravagant than normal to make up for their absence.
I shall look forward to it. A pleasure to meet you, Mr. the Magnificent.
Mats will just bow and then do like a bat flip and slide down the railing of the stairs and head back to their cart to find their assistant.
Calix, your boss is approaching on
Oh really?
on his tiny little legs.
I'm just seeing how far I could push Mats in this campaign.
After this I can survive anything. Truly. I kid. So did I see I presume I didn't see any of this because I didn't interrupt it. It's probably in my cart. Which not knowing that you've done anything that would annoy me yet, I would let you in if you came a knocking.
Mhm. Yeah,
So.
I scurry up and make my way into your cart, and I'm assuming there's like a little mouse-sized door for me to enter. I'll just go
I mean,
inside.
you can definitely just come through the normal door. Like,
I'll scurry up to the handle and like run on it for a second to turn it, and then I'll go inside the door.
wonderful.
Amazing.
Oh, Cal! Are you in here?
Alex, please use my full name, but what is it, Maximilian?
I talked to the head here in town and got our circus all set up.
What do you mean you spoke to them?
I'm the ringmaster. It's my job. We've discussed this. I handle the show. You handle the crew.
Maximilian, when was the last time that you handled the show and I handled the crew? What
I
show?
don't know. It's kind of hard to follow you guys. You guys got big legs. But the last time I was there, it was the best show we ever had. There might be a scheduling issue, however. That's more your lane. Apparently there's something else on their stage that we need to talk about. Potentially getting them to move.
Okay. Okay. All right. So who is it? Who do I speak to then?
They didn't give me a name, but they said that the person should be over near the stage area. There should be someone there, like a manager of sorts, to discuss with the other crew that is slated to go on.
Okay. Okay. Why don't we do this? If you are the ringmaster, why don't you stay here and make sure none of the performers go astray, and I will go talk to whoever this other act is and see what can be done.
That's a great idea. I haven't seen Colibri and Ela in ages. Have fun doing all the boring stuff. And then I scurry out of the cart.
I gotta
Right,
go do the boring stuff. Yeah.
All right, Calix, are you going to talk to the overseer, or are you going to talk to your rival act?
I guess, okay, to me as a person, I feel like there's no need for them to be a rival act. We haven't spoken yet. But yeah, I'll go check them out. I'll be mildly confrontational. Let's go see who these people are.
Yes, so you approach the kind of the village green-esque area, which has a raised platform, which is reserved for performances and auctions. And sitting by there with a little cart of his own is a very tall, slender figure with wearing a hooded cloak, a bit like the one I'm wearing now, actually. who is shuffling through some papers and reading them like they are like he is trying to remember his lines.
Um, Good afternoon.
Yes, hello. I'm sorry, do I know you?
No, I don't think so. My name is I am Prince Calix Davernhart. I'm head of the Stone and Starlight Circus. We were told that there's another act in town. Is that you?
Oh, Prince Calix. Oh, I see. Yes, they they call me Shadebolt the Story Weaver. Yes, I am due to practice my storytelling this evening. Is there a problem?
No problem. I was only told by another one of my coworkers that there was someone else that we should talk to using the stage. Is it just you?
Yes, it is just me. I am a
Um,
solo act.
would you care to not be a solo act tonight? Uh, we'd love to accompany you. We have musicians, acrobats, singers, dancers, knife throwers, flame breathers.
Uh, yeah, that also sounds like a drawing someone out roll in that case.
Yes, very likely. This is 2d6. Okay. Oh, wait, I got the new d6s that were doing what they were supposed to do. So let's see. Okay, that is a 7.
All right, so you can either ask one of the questions or you can say you do indeed get them to do what you want by doing something.
I would like to have them do what I want, and I would like to do that by laying on the compliments a little bit thicker. Be like, I mean, you sound great. I've woven stories for my circus before, and it really is something different when you have lights and magic, and people really enjoy it.
Well, I don't see why not. I'm sorry. What did you say the name of your circus was again?
Stone and Starlight.
Ah, yes. In that case, yes, I will. It would be my honor and privilege to perform alongside your company.
Why do you say it like that? Have you heard of
Like what?
us?
Yes, I've heard you. You've garnered a good reputation among other performers in Fairyland, of course.
Is he lying? Can I
Uh,
roll for is he lying?
Yes, that would definitely be sizing someone up.
I don't have anything on that, so I failed that roll. Oh, no good. That's snake eyes.
All right. So let's see here. So on Snake Eyes, let's see. Uh, so when you do, like when you're sizing him up, Shade Bolt up, what like are you just like staring at him, or are you like asking leading questions?
I think I was just trying to go off of his body language and tone of speech.
Yeah. Yeah. So he kind of notices you looking at him, and he goes, "All right, listen. I know you're a prince, and I'm sure you are accustomed to getting your way, but I have urgent business of my own to attend. So I will see you at the performance tonight if you'll excuse me."
You're excused. I'll leave.
All right.
Single person in sorts here, just one person to do what they're supposed to do. That's the muttering as I return to the carts.
All right. But you have secured you've secured your venue. So now you have the run of the market. Before the session, I asked all of you what you missed most from Fairyland and something you had brought back with you from the human world, whether that was metaphorical or not. So this may be a good chance to get the lay of the land, do some shopping if you like, or pursue agendas of your own.
I think Ela would be walking around just to observe everything and figure out again like what people would be interested in seeing from the carnival.
All right, so that could be sniffing the wind in that case.
Hmm.
Yes, that would definitely be sniffing the wind.
Okay. What is my sniffing the wind? Hold on. Oh, okay. I got a +2 on that. 9. Sorry, the math was like
The math was mathin'.
9.
All right,
Barely.
so you get the lay of the land a bit, and you can ask one of these questions. What's coming this way? What's here that I haven't seen yet? Whose territory is this? If I trust my feet to carry me safety, where will they take me? How could I make myself invisible here? And if I trust my nose to lead me to the heart of this, where would it take me next?
What's here that I haven't seen yet?
Mm-hmm. Yes, so I would say that you've got a very diverse crowd this evening. The last few venues you've done, it's usually been, you've had a bunch of humans or a bunch of fae of more or less the same type. And while it's mostly goblins here, it's not all goblins. There are people of all stripes. So I think what you haven't seen yet is, okay, what is the commonality? What's the mood here? What's the vibe? Because you need to find something that can please as many people as possible.
So as I'm going around, I like Ela's shoulders kind of like relax, having that sense of like familiarity and predictability, and that's definitely something that they missed like about Fairyland, because it's just something so comforting to like know, okay, these are goblins, I know how they work. These are fairies, I know how they work. Unlike humans that get me so confused. And then they go back to the carnival and start writing their findings like a peer-reviewed journalist, and then kind of looks for where the others are.
So I think as you're doing that, are you inside your cart or are you outside?
Currently outside.
So you feel a hand on your shoulder and a voice saying, Filak, is that you?
Can I waylay that person who just touched me?
Yes, you can.
What is my waylay? Okay, let's a +3 on waylay. Let's see how this goes. Nine.
All right. On any hit, they must drop everything and deal with your attack. On a 7 to 9, you can choose one of the following: drive them scrambling back, strike them violently, wounding and dismaying them, seize bodily hold of them, throw them off balance and they stumble or fall, shock and startle them and they panic or freeze.
Throw them off balance and they stumble or fall.
Yes. So tell me how you throw this mysterious person off of you and make them fall over.
So they hold my shoulder. Ela immediately, how fucking dare you? And then just grabs the hand, twists it, and then as the hand is being twisted, Ela kind of like sweeps their legs under them and makes them like kind of turns them around and then makes them fall on their back.
Mm-hmm. Yes, so you do so, catching this person quite off guard. And as he falls to the ground, his dark cloak gets swept back over his head. And you see a familiar face, a face with short blue hair, brown skin. This is Mati, your older brother. He goes, it's me. It's me. It's just me.
Ela just freezes. Like, jaw tight, eyes very, very sharp, looks at Mati and then just goes, "It's not just you, it is you. What in the fucking ungodly luck are you doing here?"
Can I get up?
Depends.
On what?
If you answer my question or not.
Okay. I'm ever since you left, things have been intolerable at home. So I left too to get away for a bit and hopefully to find you again.
You could just go anywhere you want. Why find me?
Because you're my sibling.
So?
Wow, I didn't realize it. All right, I understand you don't owe me anything. I won't bother you anymore if that's what you don't if you don't want me to. I just had to know you were here and safe.
First and foremost, I'm asking questions. Don't assume anything I said that I didn't say. I'm literally just asking, why look for me when you could just go anywhere? And saying that
Well,
I'm your sibling is not enough of an answer, okay?
all right, all right.
Why are you here anyway, in this particular place?
Why I'm here, besides just shopping, is I'm performing. I'm a storyteller.
There's a look on Ila's face that cannot be placed. Just a performer?
Yes, I tell stories.
Ila at this point knows that there's like a scheduling conflict, right?
Yes. You know that there was someone else who was scheduled to perform tonight, and Calix went to go handle it. I don't think you've had a chance to check in though, so
Yeah, so Ila kind of like pinches the bridge of their nose just and inhales so deep, it's like they're pulling from their gut. And just says, "So, you're the one we have to talk to."
yes, your friend the prince already found me and asked if we could share if I could perform alongside you all. I didn't know it was you. I had a thought, but I didn't know. I did not know.
"I'm not gonna ask permission, so I'm just gonna go." And then Ila just goes looking for Calix.
All right. Let's cut to Calibri. What are you doing?
I think Colibri was going to try to step away from the preparations for a moment. And considering where we are, is kind of thinking to themselves, there's someone here. People who gossip. There's got to be information. Maybe something's heard something about Grace. And I think kind of like starts to pull away to do that.
All right. Yes, I think it doesn't take you long to follow things. I'm not going to make you roll for this.
Before they leave the caravan, after Calabri's talk with Maximilian would have ran across the top of the caravan and jumped on Calabri's head to follow them wherever they go.
Colibri, do you notice?
I think so. I think I notice, and I kind of roll my eyes, and kind of don't acknowledge it for like a couple moments. Let Maximilian have his moment. Um, and then as we actually get like out of hearing range of the carnival, be like, "To what do I owe the pleasure, Maximilian?"
Well, Calibrix is busy handling administrative stuff for us, and I talked to the head honcho here for the circus, and you looked like you were leaving, so I thought it'd be fun to join you. And I'm saying this like as you address me, I like hang over your forehead, so I'm looking into your eyes upside down.
Just like almost cross-eyed trying to look at you. Um, yes, of course.
All right.
Honey cake, and I offer a little bit, just like, this is fine, everything's fine.
I take it, and Maximilian pulls a little piece of cheese out of their inside of their coat and wraps the honey cake to the cheese and starts to eat it.
Do you want?
Do it.
Sorry, just real quick.
Mhm.
Are you rolling your move here, Colibri, or just offering a honey cake?
Always, because why not? Who knows what will happen?
Okay.
Um,
yeah. Roll to serve someone tea and honey cakes.
Ooh, okay. That is a 8 + 1, 9.
All right. On any hit, they may, as they wish, become invisible until the next setting of the spheres, sun or moon. So,
Clarification, does that mean they can like become invisible and uninvisible as they wish until
I'm going
sunset or
to.
rise?
I'm going to say that they can turn visible and invisible at will, just because that's more fun.
Delightful.
So yeah. So Maximilian, until the sun sets, you can become invisible and uninvisible at will.
As I go invisible, I gasp and turn myself visible. Hey, watch it with the magic. Everyone has to see me, okay? They need to know I'm here.
Worry. You can control it. Think of it as this: you're coming with me on my errand, my personal errand, and this way, now we can be partners in crime if you want.
That's delightful. What are we doing?
Oh, just hunting a clown.
Oh, yeah, I heard all that. You guys didn't see me, but I was there during the fight.
That is a little bit embarrassing.
Yeah, you all really lost your cool.
Ironic,
Because
really.
Frost was there.
Yep, truly, very, very good one. Aubrey's like, I will be a good sport about this because I want to get my thing done. This is fine.
Mats will like scramble back up and like sit cross-legged in your hair and go invisible. Well, you said we have stuff to do, so lead the way. I'll be up here if you need me. And I just like pat you on your scalp.
Thank you, Maximilian.
All right. So you enter the crush of the crowd in the Goblin Market. There are barkers shouting, selling everything from children's toenails to delicious wine to beetles that if you eat them, they will make you grow an extra pair of arms. All sorts of things like that. But you do see a tent off to the side that looks a little bit more promising. It's a bit quieter. And there is a sign that says, "Fortunes read, and questions answered, wishes fulfilled."
I think I take out one of my little like buttons that's like slightly different on each side. I kind of flip it. Okay, in we go.
All right. The interior of the tent is dark. There's just a single table in the center with a crystal ball there, and sitting behind it is a wizened-looking old woman who she's dressed in a green shawl and has her hair wrapped up in a elaborate wrap. And you can see that she has 6 eyes and four separate arms. And she goes, "Ah, welcome, welcome. I see you come seeking answers. Yes. Wait, hold on a second." And she she puts on a pair of glasses and like looks at you and goes, "Calibri, what are you doing here?"
Oh, hello, Auntie. Surprise.
Yes, yes, come here. Give Auntie Threadbare a hug, you silly girl.
And I will go and do so, trying to remember the right way to do that with the arms.
Yep. She gives very good hugs. It's, so many arms going around you. She goes, "I haven't seen you in... It's either 2 days or 100 years. I can never keep track these days."
I think it's a little bit closer to the last one. Hi. Sorry, I would love to say that this visit was on purpose, but, it wasn't.
She winks with like 3 of her eyes and goes, "Well, nothing is ever an accident in my line of work, as you know, child."
Fair enough, how could I forget?
So, all right, business before pleasure then. What did you need to find out?
It seems that some of my friends have lost their way. I was just wondering if, we all make it back to the center of the web.
She goes, "Yes, thank you for the spider pun. You know I love that. Some of your friends are losing their way. Interesting. Tell me more about that. What do you mean by losing their way? What is their way, exactly?"
Fair. Let's just say one is quite literally physically gone.
Go on.
Right, sorry. And I think we want her back. I would like her back. One of them has been upset by this sudden departure and the incident that led to it. And another is perhaps losing the joy of the show. And it's a show I very much would like to keep going.
Yes, I can tell that this is important to you, child. Very well. I will see what I can see and do what can be done. As you know, I offer no promises, but since your family has been so good to me over the years, it's consider this on the house. And she picks up her crystal ball and then chucks it to the side. For the tourists, you understand.
Of course.
And instead, she reaches up into the shadows of the tent itself, up ahead, and starts pulling down threads, spider silk, and starts to pull them down and attaching them to the table, and begins to start to weave them with her many arms, forming them into a pattern according to rules that you can't understand and have never understood. And She does this for several minutes. The pattern gets more and more elaborate. And, due to her own unusual rules, you don't know what it is. The web is complete, and she begins to examine it, looking at it with her many dark eyes from several angles, occasionally pulling on one thread and like letting it snap as if she could listen to the resonance. And she says, "Well, I am afraid that I have to give you the most maddening type of advice there is, which is to let go and trust." Which I know is not helpful at all. But the fact of the matter is, you, dear Calibri, can't control everything. You are not responsible for everyone. Your friends will go in the direction they will go. But I can tell you this. Your lost fellow performer, your lost colleague, won't be too long till you see them again. People like, and she like plucks at a thread as if like whatever this thread is supposed to represent, it's probably Grace. They're like bad pennies. Couldn't get rid of them if you tried.
That does sound like our dear Grace. I know I can't control everything. I'm not Alex.
You say that, I'm not sure you believe it. Oh, and also, that mouse in your hair. What are you doing up there?
I go visible and I'm holding a little bucket of like cheddar popcorn.
Is the cheddar popcorn also mouse sized, or is it like
is
a little
mouse-sized.
bucket? Okay.
It's like I have like both arms around it. I'm just kind of like eating out of it with my my mouth, not like picking it up.
This is my colleague, Maximilian. Auntie.
I tuck the popcorn back in my jacket and it just disappears and I stand up. Nice to meet you, Maximilian the Magnificent, ringmaster of our circus. And I do like an elaborate, extravagant bow to her auntie.
She laughs a bit and goes, well, you can call me Auntie Threadbare, dear.
Maximilian will jump onto the table and grab one of her 6 hands and like kiss the back of it. He only can grab like the smallest finger on one of the hands.
She goes, a gentleman, I see. Well, you keep an eye out on our Calibri, won't you, dear?
I try. They're really a handful.
Oh, don't I know it? I can tell you stories.
Oh, I would love to hear them.
I don't need to hear any more of those, I don't think. If you don't mind, Calibri will like pick you up
totally
and
pick
put you back on their head.
Like she's already reaching into her purse going, wait, I've got baby pictures.
No, that's great. If you see Mother Dearest, please tell her I say hi. We have so many things to do before the show tonight, so we're just going to go this way now.
I'll be back later.
Oh no. I leave like tea and honey cakes just kind of like on the table.
You have to spin Maximilian around a bunch of times so he can't find his way back.
I'm just a little guy. Be nice.
You wouldn't.
Hey, it's my birthday. I'm a little guy.
Just a little guy.
Let's check in on Calix. How are you doing, Cal?
Given that I don't know the events that have transpired in any of these exchanges yet, I'm okay. Um, I think I'm just getting things in order for the performance today. Like checking in on people who we have performers that would be good accompaniments to a storyteller. Um,
Mhm.
so like anyone who like plays a string instrument or anyone who can do like tricks of like sleight of hand with light and like thaumaturgic magic, that kind of stuff.
Yep, you've definitely got a few performers in there who would be willing and able to step up. It can also be one of our PCs. We'll figure that out later. Do you have any business you'd like to attend to in the market?
Uh yeah. I I am going to attempt to buy some stuff. Some intangible stuff. So I'm on a mission to buy privacy, and
Oh,
for it, I will sell memories of the mortal world.
oh, I like that. Okay, all right. So you peruse the market, trying to find the kind of person who can take the currency you're offering and offer you what you're craving. And eventually, you catch the eye of a sprightly young goblin with bright orange hair done up in like spikes, and uh, she goes, "Hello, hello. You coming to Bessie Slime Blood, are ya?
I
What you
believe
offering? What you need, buddy? I got it all. I got it all right here in Bessie Slimeblood's Tavern of Mystery."
oh quite. This is definitely not Calix's first time here, but it like never stops amusing him to a degree. Uh, like the fanfare that every booth or tent like seems to have. So he seems like just slightly in better spirits when he comes in here because, um, well, I have, and he'll reach his hand out for her to take if she wants to peer into his mind or whatnot. I have this route. I've just come from the mortal realm. I have all of these routes of travel and all of these mountain ranges and lakes and things that I've seen. And I would love to offer them to you if only I could perhaps procure some means of being left alone by people who I don't want to see.
All right, are we talking invisibility or are we talking more transportation to another realm entire? I've got both.
Now, I'm thinking about like, you got like dad repellent?
Dad repellent, I? I might have a little something something for that. It might cost you a bit more than just some topography.
What would you be looking for?
Something personal like.
I have I have something I might be able to fetch for you. Um, Calix has this harp. He can't play it. Um, in fact, he's very bad at it. He's repeatedly tried to learn to get better at it for really long times, even on my character sheet. And I think in this game, how I've kind of had him give up on performing because he's just been such a failure at it. I think he's just about had it with this, and he like it's like a reminder of his constant failure. So it's like really charged with like emotion. And so he will fetch that and bring it back to offer.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Bessie Slimeblood takes the harp, kind of looks it up and down, gives it a good sniff a few times, and goes, and then like actually like licks some of the strings and goes, "Yeah, I think this will do the trick. All right. So, Dad repellent." And she heads to the back of her stall and just like opens up this huge trunk and just starts throwing things out as she rummages through it. You know, there a lot of them are like glass balls that are filled with swirling mists of various kinds. There are also a few small forest animals that get thrown out as well in the process. A couple frogs, a raccoon or two. And she goes,
I know that Calix also has a little bit of a soft spot for the forest animals. I could just imagine like a rabbit like landing in his arms, like hello. Put them down.
Yeah, just a rabbit just lands in your arms and just is like it just seems perfectly calm there. Like it doesn't even like struggle. It's just like, doop, I live here now.
Okay, yeah. Then there's some idle padding.
And eventually she goes, here it is. And she comes up with holding one of those old-timey perfume kits. So like it's a glass bulb with a rubber hose attached to it.
Okay.
And she says, all right, so you spray this on you once a day and say the name of the person you don't want to say 3 times, and that person will not willingly come near you.
Their name or their name?
I mean, their capital N name is better if you got it. If you don't, their given name will do in a pinch, but it won't be as effective.
Does she have anywhere that she's supposed to go? And I look down at the rabbit. Or, can I take her off your hands as well?
And she goes, what, Liam?
Oh, sorry.
Nah, it's fine. Liam's a pain in the arse.
You don't seem like a pain in the arse.
The bunny glares evilly at Bessie.
Oh no, they have a bad relationship. Okay. Once a day, true name if you have it. That's all.
True name if you have it 3 times. That's important. 3 times.
3 times. Pleasure doing business with you, Bessie.
Always a pleasure doing business with the forest folk, ma'am. If you don't, sir, if you don't mind me saying.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that. And really, if Liam would like a place to go, my cart has room.
Listen, what Liam does is Liam's business. But just let him know he still owes me 3 acorns.
I think I can procure you 3 acorns on his behalf. But at some point, my circus is performing. If you'd like to come watch tonight, please come by.
Couldn't hurt. Seeing as you're a well-paying customer. Are there snacks?
Sometimes there are, sometimes there aren't. Really, everyone is honestly kind of been in a mood, say. We've had a lot going on. But last time there were donuts. So I might be able to work on that. This does seem kind of like a caramel apple kind of vibe place to me, so maybe I'll handle that today personally.
All right. Well, in that case, you got yourself a customer. In the meantime, grabs a frog off the ground, pops it into her mouth. Doesn't start chewing. She's just like, spits out the frog. Like she was just like, it's just like something she sucks on every now and then. Goes, I'll see you later.
Yes. Good evening. And I will leave. I'm taking the rabbit. I'm taking the rabbit. It's coming with me. I will find 3 acorns somewhere among the carts to pay this woman back.
All right. Speaking of donuts and bad moods, Sheila. You found out that the circus is performing alongside your older brother, who you haven't seen in quite some time.
Hila's looking for Calix.
All right. You find Calix coming back to the caravan, holding a rabbit in his arms.
And Ela goes, Calix, are we collaborating with someone? Is that final? Or is that up for a change?
I had spoken to the storyteller who had been hired to perform here earlier today, and I suggested that we collaborate so we don't make any more enemies. I thought it might be nice. Why?
Ela goes, that person is a sibling.
You know, you two kind of do look alike.
No, no, mm-mm. None of that.
Is it
Is Do
okay?
you think he's any good? I will trust your judgment on this. I have no idea if my brother is of any good, but is this person of any good?
I, I only saw him reciting lines briefly, but he looked eager to practice his art, and that is far more important to me than the current level of his skills. I think that with the people we have here, it is damn near impossible to put on a show that's bad.
You see Ela's like the gears in their head is just like going and then Ela just goes, I will defer to your judgment, but I will say I will do my best to stay away from this person because it brings nothing but absolute chaos in my life, and I do not want that.
Okay, you are just gonna need to level with me, Ela, because the week has been long enough already. I don't have siblings. I don't know how this goes. Do you guys have like real beef, or is it the fake sibling beef where you fight and then you hug each other afterwards and it was all a joke?
It's more like I left the family home and never spoke to this person ever again, and I wish to keep it that way.
You don't want to talk to him.
No.
Why?
Would this be a draw someone I'll go for Calix?
Yeah, I think it would be.
Because I'm interested if it works or not.
Alright, let me see this.
Mhm.
Ooh! Where are your snake eyes now? 12.
All right. Ask two from the list. They must answer honestly.
I guess, what are you forgetting, ignoring, or keeping from yourself? Is my first question. And my second question will be, what do you hope I'll do?
Okay. So for what are you forgetting, ignoring, or keeping from yourself? Quick question. Which one would you prefer Ela to answer? The forgetting, the ignoring, or keeping from yourself?
I think I'm really looking for the ignoring, like in a way where it's like you have to fold your laundry, but instead you just let it sit there. Like, what is the equivalent to that in this scenario?
Ela is ignoring the fact that their older brother is a reminder of something they've done that they deeply regret.
Okay.
What was the next one? What do you hope you'll
What
do?
do you hope I'll do? Yeah.
Okay. It's funny because Ela is actually hoping for you to make a chance for Mate to shine in the performance.
Okay. I think understanding and reading that even though you don't wish to speak to him personally, there's still some level of caring about your brother's success. I'll say, well, I won't put you on stage with him at the same time. How's about that? I did encounter a vendor earlier today who was very helpful to me, and she was looking for some snacks. So if you actually wouldn't mind cooking up something for tonight, that would be lovely.
Snacks.
Yeah, I mean, the donuts were a hit last time for us. Shit, as it went afterwards, the donuts were really good. And I don't eat that much because I don't need to.
I'll see what I can do because right now I'm not really in the cooking ability mode right now.
You let me know because if you're not in the mood, I can get someone else on it. It's not a problem.
Perhaps Calibri could also make the honey cakes.
I don't think I should talk to Calibri right now.
And at this, Ila's like, what, did you fight?
No, we didn't have to.
Is this an assumption that you didn't have to and you just let it be?
No, it's just Calibri wants to find Grace, and that is imperative right now, I believe. And I do not wish to see Grace at the moment. Not that I would turn her away if we found her, but I'm not particularly looking.
Well, if it's of any merit or importance, I too do not have the urge to find Grace, but for the sake, oh good lord, I can't believe I'm gonna say this. For the sake of harmony in the carnival, don't you think that both of you should talk?
Perhaps.
Because when you really think about it, the two of you are like, and I'm not saying this is exactly what's going on, but there's kind of like a guiding point for the two of you.
What's that supposed to mean?
I'm just saying what is on my mind.
I won't fault you for that.
You
right
pull, Calibri pushes. You've read this in books. That's the.
All right, I will talk to Calibri soon. I will talk to Calibri soon. Right now, I need to set up a pen for Liam for the performance.
Also,
and do you have
like
acorns anywhere? Any acorns?
At this point, GM question. At this point, because I have the trappings of like any number of little songbirds who perch on your shoulders and eat seeds from your fingers. Can I use the same songbirds to look for acorns?
Absolutely, that would definitely fall under using one of your trappings.
The songbirds are very like they're in the hues of dark greens and blues instead of the light blues and yellows and oranges. So when Ela calls them and says, "Be a dear and grab some acorns," thank you. And it says, "Acorns will be delivered to you. I've already asked my tiny friends."
Thank you. And one more thing before you go. Do you think that Maximilian is the ringmaster of this circus?
Oh, absolutely not.
Very good. That was what I needed to hear. Thank you, Ela. I'll see you later.
Slander.
All right, I think that is a good note to go on a short break for. We will just go to a break for a little while. We will see you again in, 10 minutes? 10 minutes. All right. Hello. Hello, hello. Welcome back to the Stone and Starlight Carnival. We are back after a short break. Things have been tense here at the Goblin Market. And you do have a show to put on soon. I would like to have one more scene with Maximilian and or Calibri, if y'all are sticking together or not, just because I want to.
Yeah,
Because you can.
Yeah, Max doesn't have anything planned until they have to take center stage.
Who's
So
to
yeah,
say
I'm
that
just
I
gonna
don't have
follow
anything planned?
Calibri.
Okay, that's the last one.
All right. In that case, Calibri, is there anything you wanted to do before we get into the show planning?
I think the walk back, they are doing their best to distract Maximilian from the concept of going back later to go see their aunt.
Can I do something? Can I where's the move? Hold on, I have a whole new playbook. Can I do the move seek out the little wild things to get some of my forest friends to go back and get some of those pictures from her auntie? I don't need to ask them anything unless I guess she could tell some of the stories to them so I can then find out later. That also works. That's something I can easily do while sitting in their hair, just like whisper to some critters as we go by.
Oh
Uh,
my god.
So you can seek out the little wild things.
Mhm.
There may or may the information they give you depends on what you ask, because you have a lot of little wild things you can ask, and some of
Mhm.
them may have a better idea than others. So
Okay,
feel free
bet.
to roll for it.
That is an 8. Really not a +2 with that.
All right, so you can ask 2 from that list of various little wild things to figure out what news they have.
I will send the birds and I'll ask them what they can find out and also see if they can grab some photos since they're probably the easiest ones to grab the photos. And I'll also I can actually just ask the wind. So I'll see if I can pick up some of the new the stories directly across the wind from her aunt while we're going, just like playing in my ear.
All right.
Gosh
So
dang it.
first you seek out the little wild birds. You find several of them holding acorns in their mouths, going, "Eh, ah, puh. Oh, hey,
Hello. So I met my friend's aunt and I didn't get to hear any of the juicy stuff. Do you mind heading back there and grabbing some photos and finding out what information you have so I can embarrass them later?
well, we do have a job to get these acorns back, but this sounds a lot more fun. So,
I'll take the acorns. Send to me. Where are you going to?
yeah, we're going to Ela with the acorns.
Yeah, I can give these to Ela.
All right, great. Yeah, we'll see what we can do with that. And they fly off towards Auntie Threadbare's tent. And then, so you also said,
The night winds.
yes. So you ask the night wind. I'm not even seeing. No, there it
It's-
is. What news
yeah.
from the star chasing night winds?
Yeah, I just want to see what while the birds are listening, just see what also I can kind of pick up on from that.
Yes. So the news from the night winds is the night wind speaks to you in its howling kind of way, saying that there is movement among the great families of fairy. Alliances that have long held are in danger of breaking, and new ones are threatening to spring up in their place. And that in and itself is nothing new. But you do get the impression that whatever fault lines have kind of caused these fractures they're coming from your general direction.
Noted. Okay. Okay. I'll keep that in mind for right now. I think we have a show to get on. But yeah, I'll just like do that as we're walking by, and then just like because we're all above, it's all above Colibre's head, so they don't even see the birds or anything. I'll just go back and like latch my tail onto their hair to lean over again.
Mhm.
So that was fun. Your aunt's really cool. Are you gonna grow extra arms someday?
No. My immediate family are more the feathery types.
Oh, yeah, that makes more sense.
I think as she says that, a small bird flies up with a little Polaroid photo in its mouth, and it's just a picture of an egg.
Oh, you are adorable! And I immediately snatch the photo before Colibri can and tuck it into my jacket. I'm gonna show everybody. This is great. This could be in
Please.
our yearly newsletter.
Please don't. We have a newsletter? I feel like I should know about this.
Yeah, it's the Stone Squeak.
I understand now. Fine. You can put it in your newsletter, but just Alex doesn't get to see it.
But
Can
that's
show
the
whoever
first
else
one
you
I'm gonna
want.
show.
Nope. Nope. That's my one condition.
You know, your relationship's never gonna take off if you two don't stop dancing around each other.
I do plenty of dancing. It does not need to go in that direction, however.
If you say so. I think you protest too much.
All right. And I think now might be a good time to plan out the show. So we have our list of circus NPCs. We have everyone here. Let's figure out what acts we want to put on and in what order.
Well, I think Maximilian is obviously the ringmaster for tonight.
Calix, will you accept that?
Oh, wait. Like you want to do the announcing? If it really means that much to him, yeah.
All right, Maximilian will be the ringmaster, the ringleader for this one.
Perfect. So what acts do we want to do? We have the storyteller guy as one of them.
I need some caramel apples up in this joint today. Like, it just has to happen. It just has to happen.
I think Colibri would be happy to help someone with snacks, but also would be happy to perform. So.
And there's no reason you can't do both.
Sure, why not then? Both.
Right. So we've got Colibri on refreshments for one thing.
I will be the second half to help on refreshments, so I can use it as an excuse to talk to Colibri. There you go.
All right. So we got Colibri and Calix on refreshments.
I think Ela's gonna perform.
All right, Ela, what performance will you put on?
Can it be a mix of acrobats is like in the air, right?
Yes.
It's going to be like a mix of gymnastics and animal acts, if that's okay.
Okay, yeah. We got Ela doing animal acts and gymnastics. Looking forward to see how that comes together. All right. So right now we have a ringmaster, we have 2 acts, and we have refreshments. Does anyone else have any ideas, or does anyone want to see one of our circus NPCs perform?
Definitely Shadebolt is going to be performing.
Yes, Shadebolt the Story Weaver is one of our 2 confirmed acts so far.
We could bring Cookie out.
Oh yeah, Cookie!
We still have one clown in this circus.
True. One clown. One clown doesn't just wander off.
He's the clown with the most tenure at the moment.
All right. Cookie can bring some clownery to the table for sure.
So that would be 3 acts then if we have the Story Weaver, Ela, and Cookie.
Yep, that's 3
Mhm.
acts.
I think that's probably good.
Yeah, we can leave it at that. Does anyone have any preference on who goes first? Especially because we only have.
I have no preference on who should go first, but I think Ela's brother should go last.
Okay.
Mm.
So
Then we should probably have Cookie go in the middle to kind of keep them as away from each other
That's
as possible.
great.
So then Ela should probably start.
Yeah.
I think that would make the most sense.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yep, that makes sense.
So to make sure we got it all right, Maximilian will be performing the ringmaster's duties tonight. Calibri and Calix will be collaborating on refreshments. Ela will be opening with animal acts. Cookie will be following with some clownery, and then Shadebolt the Story Weaver will be our finale.
Can I assist Shadebolt by performing some of that like illusory magic and stuff as like one of the accompaniers to
Absolutely.
his story? Okay.
All right, so the finale will be a collaboration in that case between Shadebolt and Calix. Wonderful. All right, so let's begin. Calix and Calibri, what do you two cook up?
How does this start? Who approaches who?
Hey. It's business related.
Sure, fine.
Ela is not in the mood to cook, and this is the kind of place that I think we should have food. So I'm going on concession duty. Can you please help me?
Since you said please. All right, what is it that we need? I can go get the
Technically,
from my-
we can make whatever we want as long as it tastes good. So
Yes.
whatever suits your fancy.
You want the caramel apples, don't you?
I do really want the caramel apples.
Okay, that's what I
I really want them a lot.
Okay. All right. I think I kept some of the apples from last time. Come on.
All right.
And
I think I would like one of you to roll to draw someone out to see how well the caramel apples go down.
I have +2. Not to say my dice will cooperate, but
yeah, I think I'm okay with that.
all right. I'm gonna roll. Oh no, they cooperated quite well. It's 10.
All right. So in that case, first off, you do indeed. I'm gonna say you are enticing the crowd here by drawing them out by making delicious caramel apples. So you tell me how what's the reaction as you hand out the caramel apples at a little stall as people start to shuffle into the big top.
I think now we're at a point where it's like for Calix, he's like still too like embarrassed and like ashamed to perform, but is starting to miss it. And so like the dipping of the apples has become kind of performative. Like I hate to bring Disney into it, but they have like the windows where you can watch like the candy makers make candy. It's kind of like that, or like how street vendors can do the cool stuff with the ice cream. There's definitely like a lot of like a lot of performative nature and getting people their treats, and taking money from customers very slyly. Bargaining, I think he would allow. So it's a nice beginning spectacle to get people inside.
All right, great. So goblins and trolls and all the like happily take the caramel apples, enjoying the spectacle you make of it as you do. Soon enough, the stands of the big top begin to fill up. This is probably the biggest show you've performed in a while. There are, maybe 100 fae of various types. Again, majority goblins, but you got fae of all shapes and sizes out in the crowd. It's been a long day at the market. The mood is high. There's definitely a lot of, I think it's, the Goblin Market is always a good time, at least for most people. Uh, there are definitely a few people in the audience who got shaken down somehow, and they're not exactly happy about it, but they're ready to be entertained. And with that, the spotlight comes down on a very small spotlight comes down on Maximilian the Magnificent.
Hold on, gotta clear my throat. Hello and welcome all to the Stone and Starlight Carnival. I am your ringmaster, of course, Maximilian the Magnificent. And we have in store for you some of the best acts in both the Fae and Mortal realm that you'll ever see. And before we do that, for a little token to the crowd. And I want to summon the Mousy clans.
Okay.
I want to bring all the mice out because I'm only getting to use this character for one session. I have to.
All right. First, tell me, how do you summon the Mousy clans? Like, how does one do that?
I'm just gonna pull out this little whistle that's in the shape of a little piece of cheese and just blow.
Okay. Roll, please. I'm excited to see how this goes.
That was double sixes, so that's a
Dang.
14.
All right. So you can summon either a cadre of seasoned warrior mice armed for fighting, a bonny 100 of worthy mice eager to work, brawl, sing, dance, and play, the beauties of the clan, soft, sweet, playful, and pretty, the elders of the clan in all their wisdom, or the clan's entire by their thousands and thousands.
I'm not going to bring everybody. That would be a little over the top. I'll bring the beauties of the clan and have them like go and interact with the crowd, like serve the food, kind of like scatter throughout.
Yeah. So, dozens of mice who are very beautiful by mouse standards pour in from every corner of the theater. I keep on imagining it as like the mouse burlesque dancer from the Great Mouse Detective, honestly. Little
Definitely. I summoned mouse burlesque dancer. That's totally what I did.
Little something for the furries in the crowd. But yeah, the mouse beauties, they interact with the crowd. They can joke, they can flirt. They're having a good time, and the crowd is enjoying it. They're like, "Oh, dang, who are these cute mice girls?" And mice boys and mice non-binary people. A lot of cute mouse cuties can come in all shapes and flavors. And yeah, I think that kind of gets the crowd going a bit, ready to.
My plan is to have them interact in between acts as we set up in between to kind of keep the crowd lively as we go through the circus.
Okay.
And as they like settle down, and now our first act, the lovely but terrifying Ela. I just gesture grandly to the stage and scurry off to. I have a little red throw chair set off to the side for me that my friends brought out.
All right, Ela, what do you do?
Ela just kind of comes up to the stage, just furrowed brows, terrifying. And Ela kind of motions in the air, and then you can see that there are targets that are hanging from above and also from beyond the crowd. And as soon as those appear, Ela kind of motions again towards the side of the stage, and then BB comes up, the big old angry goat comes up, and Ela says, "Well, I hope everyone will enjoy this performance. BB?" And then Ela rides on BB and then starts going around the perimeter, not just on the stage, but around the area, and starts and takes out the arrows and the bows, and then starts just shooting without looking, and then climbs up on top of BB, starts also shooting with using their feet,
Ooh.
jumps up, shoots again. It's like a performance that wouldn't really make sense if you're looking way too close. So that's what do you call it? That's what Ila's gonna be doing all around and like through the crowd, just firing at the targets everywhere.
All right, so yeah, you can just do that because you are using one of your trappings, because you have
Mhm.
a crooked bone, splinter arrows, which you never miss. Uh,
Mhm.
but I think to see how well you sell it, I would like you to roll to open
Mhm.
up to the crowd.
Oh no. Oh no.
Because it's one thing to just say like, hey, you're shooting arrows, that's really cool, but this is a performance. We got to see, all right,
Yeah.
are they like, dang, good shooting, or are they like, oh man, I love this is exciting?
Yes, and I have a -2 to that. I
Oh
love that.
no.
Oh no, it's a 4.
All right. So I would still like you to choose one from the list to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so there's the list of options you can choose from when you open up someone: reveal to them what you'd like them to do, reveal to them something you're considering, offer them something explicitly or implicitly, or confide in them or explain something to them. So through your performance, what are you conveying to the audience?
Mm. Reveal to them something you're considering and judge their reaction to
All right. What are you considering?
it. Because Elias has been thinking about this ever since they got into the fairyland, and Elias considering leaving the carnival,
All right. So
but they haven't really said that to anyone.
wow. Okay. So I think through your performance, you are steely-eyed in your balance and your accuracy. It's almost terrifying to behold, but there's also a sadness there through in your eyes, perhaps that speaks of loss. And the crowd actually, like, they're intrigued by this. They're like, this is the coolest, saddest arrow shooting performance I've ever seen. And the goat, uh, but I think as you're doing that, you see a bird, a little songbird, kind of like the ones that you have, uh, land on somebody's head. Looks like it's kind of hears something from the person who's in the crowd. You can't really tell, and flies away. And that's not one of your birds. But the crowd does enjoy the performance. So please pick one of our circus powers to invoke.
Mm. Uh, Perhaps. Oh, this is kind of hard because I'm going first. Hold on. Uh, this, the, okay. So Ela's going to choose acknowledge or celebrate a change in the circus's roster, if that's okay.
Yeah, I think that could apply considering what happened with Grace.
Mm-hmm.
So when you acknowledge or celebrate a change in the circus roster, you can welcome someone new, bid someone goodbye, or invite someone to return. I'm assuming you're referring to Grace. Which one are you doing?
So Ela's done a lot of thinking. Ayla is going to invite them to return. Because after really thinking about it, Ayla does regret what they did. And because they have thought a lot, they figured that maybe if they became Ela again, maybe that's not a good fit for the carnival. So they'd rather Grace return and they leave.
All right. Let's have a vote. And remember, you don't vote for your own, so you get 2 votes, and you automatically are considered voting for your own.
I
Alright,
think
so
I'll
we
vote
have-
yes.
we have-
For no particular reason.
All right. So we have 2 votes out of. So we have 2 votes yes and 2 abstentions, or. Oh,
You're muted.
Max, you're muted.
I feel like this should happen, so I'll also vote yes on it for majority.
Okay, so we have a majority. So when that means you've truly done so, you've bid Grace. Sorry, 1 second. I got to get the full name. Grace Daffodil Moonbeam
yeah.
has been invited to return, and even if they aren't here right now, that spirit of returning echoes throughout Fairyland. And with that, your performance comes to a close. The mice once again begin to do their thing, keeping the audience riled up and entertained, being your hype people, hype mice.
Mm-hmm.
So next, let's have. So next is Cookie.
Okay.
So Cookie the human clown. This is his first performance in Fairyland. So I think he is understandably a bit nervous. He's been with the circus for a few months now, but this is his first time looking at an audience, and it's all fairies. Up until now, he's been performing in front of human beings. And I think there was a little bit where it seemed like he was like, maybe going to choke up a bit, but once he gets into the ring, he kind of gets into his element a little bit. And it's been clear that he's been spending his time having command of Grace's cart, kind of looking through Grace's things a little bit.
He's just staying in the cart. Stanley's in command.
With Stanley's help, then. Cookie has come up with a couple of acts, has gotten some of Grace's minor infinity of silk scarves, and is jumping rope with them and then tripping over them, and various pratfalls and things like that. I don't have a whole clown performance plotted out yet, but as this is going on, I think this may be a good chance for Colibri to select a circus power.
Okay. I think that it would probably be a little empowering for everyone if our dear Cookie had such a great performance that the whole audience was dancing to our tune.
Would you like to make the audience dance to your tune, or would you like to captivate the audience as a whole?
That's fair. That's fair. You know what? Yeah, maybe captivating makes slightly more sense. This is a market. This is a place of of giving and taking.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, all in favor of captivating the audience as a whole, inspiring them to largesse.
I will do this for Cookie.
Yes.
Wait, I have a technical question because of something you said before.
Yeah, what's this?
If we're considered voting on our own when we roll, does that take away from one of our 2 votes that we can distribute also?
No. So you automatically get a vote in favor of your own circus power, and then
Okay.
2 more votes besides.
Okay, cool.
So, all right. So we got 1, 2 votes in favor. Am I right? All right. So in that case, a split or a minority means that they applaud politely and tip well enough. So you draw on the power of the circus, watching Cookie doing his level best in a very, frankly, an alien environment. And the audience, they're, I think they're entertained, but they aren't blown away by this. They're certainly like, oh, look at this adorable little human doing his adorable little human things. It's like kind of almost a little bit condescending the way they applaud politely, but they do toss Cookie some, some fairy gold and various other things. Fairy gold, which in that case is actually more acorns. So, Cookie takes his bows and they start throwing acorns at him, and it's like, is that good?
Maximilian will head up after the stage as that's happening. Like, let's give it up once more for Cookie, the amazing human clown. And our last act tonight will be the grandest storyteller in all of the Fey realm. And then I'll say his name because I don't remember what his name is.
So his stage name is Shadebolt the Story Weaver.
Perfect. That's what Maximilian says then. And then I will just have one of our tech people put a spotlight on the stage for him to stand in to tell his story.
Yes. So Calix, you said you wanted to help out with this performance. How exactly are you doing that?
Yeah, so I would like to, whatever story he tells, I would like to accompany it with the appropriate fantastical effects. So, if he's talking about, a storm, I'd like to illusory create, a bolt of lightning behind him, or a gust of wind, so on and so forth.
All right. So, he begins telling a story of a great and mighty queen of the mountain and of the children that she held dear, very many children, and how she would watch them play and correct their mistakes, often not gently, and how a couple children just never seemed to be able to stop making mistakes from embarrassing themselves or from making a scene in a place where they shouldn't. And eventually, one child made a mistake, a very terrible, terrible mistake. And that child left in the queen's sorrow, washed down the mountain and carved channels and rivers in the very living rock. And this is the story it's a very sad story, a very evocative story. Calix, please use this opportunity to choose a circus power.
Do I see Ela watching this performance anywhere by
Ela?
chance? Is Ela present, or are you hiding right now?
No, Ela is very much present.
Then I think as I choose the circus power, I will lock eyes with you in solidarity, and I am going to use change someone's fortune, and I would like it to be yours, and I would like to change your fortune in a way that will allow you to make peace with whatever has happened in the past that your brother is using as a story to tell now.
Sorry. Yeah, sure.
All in favor?
I'm trying to heal people's cycles of trauma.
Yeah, I'm in favor of that.
All right. We got two votes in favor. Anyone else want to?
I'm all out.
I think this is my last one.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
also my last one.
All right. So in that case, we have a majority. When you describe comes true as you described it, but that change is not absolute, and the habits and memories of your subject, this place, and the people here might, over time or without care, reassert the old fortunes. So, Ela, please tell me what you feel as you see this story and the power of the circus flows into you to help soothe old wounds.
You see, if anyone is watching, Ela has like tears streaming down their face and doesn't say anything, looks at their sibling, and then slowly looks at BB and just hugs BB. And then
BB
just
nuzzles into your shoulder.
and then very like in a broken voice, Ela says, "I'm really sorry. I'm really, really sorry."
The saddest ba you could ever imagine. I'm not even going to try to do it because I could not give I could not give a sad goat justice, I'm afraid. But imagine for yourselves what the saddest goat would sound like.
I don't know.
And as the story ends, the audience is moved. They are very visibly moved and applaud this beautiful act of storytelling with the beautiful act of magical illusion to accompany it. All right, and finally, Maximilian, please tell us how you. What's the opposite of introduce? How you take the circus away and then choose a circus power, please.
Okay. Yeah, I'll step on stage and I'll have the mice dancers come out to like the middle ring and start doing stuff behind me as I do the outro. I'm like, and that is the Stone and Starlight Carnival. Thank you for coming out and join us today. Make sure to grab souvenirs at the merch booth on the way out and clean up your areas. We hope you guys enjoyed. And I like my hands up and have like fireworks go off behind us.
Yeah, the little mouse beauties setting off little fireworks. Pew pew. And which circus power are you using?
I don't know how effective this is going to be. I think most people use their votes up, but I was going to have us turn towards summer because I feel like everyone needed it.
I still have a vote, and I will use it.
There you go, Cal.
All right, so we got 2 votes towards stepping towards summer, and when it's a split or minority, it means everyone who voted in favor of it can step towards summer.
So that helps Calix. That's it.
So Calix, you can step towards summer.
Yeah. I'm more concerned about everyone else, but it's still good.
I have to reiterate, being in winter is not a bad.
I know it's not a bad thing, but he as a character does not like it.
We've just decided that all of our winters are very emotionally heavy, and therefore,
Yeah, I mean that is also very true to fairies in general. I think because winter comes around and things get weird. But all right, but the audience applauds. Cheering you on for a great show, a great way to end this day of the Goblin Market. It's been the Goblin Market, as we all know, lasts for 1 week, 1 day, 1 hour, 1 minute, and 1 sneeze. You don't know how far into that time period you are right now, but
is it because I just sneezed?
Targeted.
No, that is literally what it says in the book. Is
Okay.
the Goblin Market is open for a week, a day, an hour, a minute, a second, and a sneeze.
Delightful.
So it's the Goblin Market isn't closed yet, however, so you don't have to worry about that. So the audience pours out, some of them leaving the Goblin Market to take their purchased wares home. Others retire to the various houses of pleasure to have some drinks or do some dancing, etc. And as you are doing so, as you you're packing things up at the end of the carnival, Ela, your brother approaches you and says, again, I wasn't lying when I said that we all miss you. I can't say that things are that much better, but your presence is missed. And I just want you to know that.
Ela kind of doesn't look at him and says, "Are you gonna go back then?"
Not yet. Maybe sometime soon. If you ever want to go back and you need someone to support you, I'll try to be there. But
I don't think I'm ever gonna go back until I figure out how to turn her back. Motions to the goat.
And he kind of stares for a bit and goes, this is her?
Yeah. And I've done it again. Which is worse, because I really meant it this time.
Well, if there's one thing I know from my travels, it's nothing is forever. No change is forever, not even for us. And so I hope you don't give up, because I don't want you to, and I know she wouldn't want you to either.
It's so ironic how I yearn for predictability, because that means there are no mistakes. Just like how Mother said. So. But it's so ironic how the most predictable thing in life is change, and I cannot for the life of me keep up.
Well, honestly, I feel like that sounds like you're trying to open up to someone.
Sure.
I know.
Am I negative too?
Ah! Oh no.
Oh, 10! Because I got double
Nice.
sixes.
Nice. All right.
Wow.
All right. In that case, choose 2 from the list. You can reveal to them what you'd like them to do, reveal to them something you're considering, offer them something, or confide in them or explain something to them.
I choose 2, right?
Yes.
1, I will reveal to them what I'd like them to do.
Mm-hmm.
So I tell him, you don't have to look for me anymore. You found me. So as much as I have no sense of ascendancy on this part, please do not do the same things I did. And just live.
And he nods solemnly, accepting your word as a sacred oath.
And I confide in them
Mhm.
that I am, because of it's still eating me up, like not the part about BB, but this time the part about Grace. Because it's kind of eating me up. I tell him that I think this decision does not make me a good fit with the carnival. And I don't know if I should stay, because that would mean the risk of me doing that again to any of these wonderful people. I cannot do that.
So when you do that, you ask them how they take it. They must answer you honestly. And so Mati says, I saw you firing your arrows and riding on BB, which is a whole thing I'm not going to get into right now, just of how weird that is, considering the shared history we're not going to talk about yet. But either way, you know that we were always told to pursue perfection. What I saw today at the performance was better than perfection. It was natural. It was, you were in your element. You were doing something not because you were told you had to do it, not because it was expected of you, but because it was something that you, at least on some level, enjoyed. And I don't think that's something you should give up so easily.
Is this you giving me advice as a performer, or you giving advice as an older brother?
This is me giving you advice as someone who cares about you.
Ela then just says, we'll see. Because even if I forgive myself, I'm not the one who has the power to forgive myself.
Very well.
So, but I do want to say I'm sorry for leaving you.
Thank you.
What
And
do you plan on doing now?
I'm continuing to ply my trade as he wraps his cloak around him and says, Shadebolt the story weaver. I that's I enjoy it. It's something that brings me some happiness. So I'll continue doing that and see where the road takes me. I don't know. You just came from the mortal realm, right? How was that? I might check that out.
Literally, that's what Ela is like putting out. Those sounds like. Perhaps I should tell you a few things about the mortal realm, and then Ela leads Mati to somewhere else just to like brief him really quick about what just happened.
All right, wonderful. Let's see. Calibri and or Calix, do either of you have something that you would be doing in the aftermath of the performance?
I think Libri is finally starting to notice, like, it was like energy. But despite usually being the one to kind of meddle, kind of hesitates and steps back, feeling like they haven't earned that today. And I think it's going to go to just kind of clean up concessions and everything, kind of start loading things back into their cart.
All right. Calix?
I think it sort of is a similar vibe, maybe some light cleaning up, but I would like to go talk to Maximilian actually.
Okay. So Maximilian is chilling with the mouse cuties. Just being like, kind of like, yeah, I pretty much ran the place. This is pretty much what I do every day. Oh, hey, what's up? And full disclosure, there is a good reason I'm playing Maximilian now. We'll get to it soon.
Okay. Ringmaster Maximilian.
Yeah?
How do you think that went?
I think it was pretty good. Really, the crowd really got it. These ones, they just crushed it, didn't you? And one of the mouse cuties winks at you.
Please. Well, I just wanted to check in on you and see how you felt about the performance. I think that you did really well.
Oh, thanks. You didn't do so bad yourself with the illusions and stuff. And those caramel apples really hit the spot.
Thanks. I've been doing some more behind the scenes stuff lately, but you already know that.
Yeah, well, I do have to admit, you also do a pretty good job when you're mastering the ring.
I will get back to that next time, maybe.
Well, hope so. I've seen you, being kind of down on yourself lately. And it's a little depressing, to be frank.
Well, someone has to keep me in line. Sometimes it's myself.
I don't know. I think if you're in line, then who's really enjoying anything? We're here to have fun, right?
Yes, but I don't know. We're here to put on a show. The audience has to have fun foremost.
Well, the way I see it, if we're not having fun, neither will they. Now, if you'll excuse me, I got some people to entertain myself, if you get my drift.
By all means, Ringmaster, go forth.
And as you're leaving, Grace Daffodil Moonbeam, how do you enter the Goblin Market? Oh, you're muted, I think.
Yeah, I was muted. Grace enters not in their usual attire. They're in very formal clothes, slats, dress shirt, choker. The wide grin is gone. It's more of just like a small smirk. And just stride purposely through the market, looking for who they need to see.
Yes, I think Colibri and Calix, I think you both see Grace at around the same time, striding through the market.
I think of a thing. Are you?
I'm just gonna try not to wear these for the scene, but I can't see shit. So.
Ooh. Oh dear. This could go horribly wrong. Could I try to like follow Grace, but like by hiding away?
Yes, you can absolutely roll to hide away.
Okay. Da-na-na-na-na. Um, that is a 10 plus something? Nope, plus 0. Okay, 10.
All right. In that case, no one can find you no matter how carefully they search, and no trouble alights on you. So you tell us how you hide from view to observe Grace from afar.
I think I put on my feather cloak and pin it up, using the cloaking magic to go as a bird. But because I'm in winter, my usually like kind of iridescent green and gold feathers are a lot more black and muted, and I kind of can hide in the shadows as I kind of hop along, trying to keep up.
All right. Grace and Calix, how do you react when you see the unmistakable figure of Grace Daffodil Moonbeam?
I think it doesn't totally surprise me, given like how the circus powers work. If I have any kind of knowledge that we have opened like the spiritual invitation to her, but I think I am like pleasantly surprised that that they're coming back on their own accord, and I am going to just watch from afar who they seem to be heading towards or looking for.
Right. Grace, you see Calix by Maximilian the Magnificent's cart. You always knew that Maximilian was around. You never forgot
I
about
work.
that.
I work for Maximilian. I swore my allegiance to them.
Yeah.
I check in with him daily. He's the ringmaster. Grace just heads purposely as soon as they see Khalid's, they make eye contact and just purposely stride over. There's none of like the jovial skipping or like the fun. It's like the Black Widow's walking towards you. Like that kind of like sexy assassin type stride. And we'll stop like half a foot from Khalid's.
Welcome back.
Thanks for the invite.
It's a group effort.
I see that. And I gesture towards the tiny cart. I'm sure he had a blast.
Oh, it was. I can't even tell you the half of it. Cookie has raided your cart, by the way.
It's good. I'm glad he's stepping out into his own way.
Are you planning to stay? Or are you just visiting?
I'm here to stay. I had some stuff to take care of. Wasn't planning to come back so soon, but like I said, I felt a call. So
Well, we're glad you're back.
glad to be back. What happened back there was nothing personal.
It certainly felt personal, but I am willing to put it behind us now.
Sounds good. And yes, I'll take one of those caramel apples. It's been a while since you've made any for the circus.
Yeah, cooking skills, not great. Dipping apples in caramel really seems to be my forte.
Everyone has one.
If you need anything, here's the place, by the way. I literally bought a bottle of dad repellent today.
But that Grace smirks a little bit. Yeah, I feel like that would be of use to you.
Right? Although it's not going to keep the servants away, but I didn't feel like bargaining with the lady anymore. It's a good enough deal.
Fair enough. Maybe I'll see what I can find before we head out. It's good to be back, though. I'll see the others later. I'm sure they're tired from the performances. Where did Cookie park my cart?
You want to go down this row and take a left at the tent with the purple stripes, and then if you go just around that corner, there's a big rock and your cart is there.
Sounds good. We'll talk soon. And they reach into like the inside pocket of their shirt and pull out a small letter. But this is for you.
I will take it hesitantly.
As soon as you grab it, I walk off without just walk right by you.
So when you open that letter, you see it's written in very fancy script, and it says, by invitation of Jack of Frost and of His Majesty King Oberon of the Woods,
they're working together.
the Stone and Starlight Carnival is formally invited to perform for the breaking of the ice.
Colibri!
Colibri definitely was not in the shadows reading this letter, and definitely does not startle out of bird form immediately behind Calyx.
I don't care if you were spying on me, just look at this.
I'm afraid I already have. Can we not accept something like this?
I mean, this is most certainly revenge, a trap, everything that I don't want. And if I go, they might kill me, but also if I don't go, they might still kill me. So.
Right. Expect it and be at a disadvantage, or don't expect it and be paranoid for eternity.
I suppose we have to go. Unfortunately, it is you can't really refuse summons from my dad is the thing. Like I could, but all of you could really socially just couldn't. Okay. Well, I think we have some time until the breaking of the ice. I need to shave, and a haircut. I need to get. Oh no, it came off, and I feel that the frost is off of my horns from the from shifting one back towards summer. Okay, well, we I don't want to ruin Ela's night, so let's tell them in the morning. Do you think Grace knows what was in this?
I think it's very possible, and I also think that Grace probably didn't care either way. I mean, care to find out either way.
How was the letter sealed when I received it, if in any way?
It was sealed with a plain wax seal with no insignia. Did not appear to have been tampered with.
And do I recognize the handwriting?
It is formal script, so it is. You definitely would be familiar with this sort of formal letter in your father's court, but you don't recognize the specific hand.
Okay. I thought we finally had a good one. I guess not. I am going to have a drink in my cart. Would you like to join me?
Yes. Yes, I would.
I will leave that there. Anyone else has anything?
I think that might be a good place to end for the evening. Thank you all again so much for joining us. I hope you will join us here next week for the finale of the Stone and Starlight Carnival. I would like to take some time to once again invite everyone to tell us again who you are, where we can find you, and any other projects that you want to hype up.
I guess I will go first. I am Max. You can find me anywhere that I want you to find me on the internet at Arcane Goth. I have a lot of stuff coming up this weekend. I will be at the big Genshin thing at the Oculus in Manhattan. If you like that. Next weekend is Fae Fair on TTRPG. I will be on a panel. I will be in a game. I will be running tech. And also one of my crochet items is up for giveaway. The money goes to Trans Lifeline, so check that out. And then in real life, I am vending at Shaolin Comic Con on Staten Island. And then the week after that, I will be at Gen Con. Holla at you, boy. Peku, you're next to me on the overlay.
Oh, okay. Hello, my name is Peko. My pronouns are they, them. You can find me on the interwebs as Pukepeku. That's Pukepeku. Right now, not much to plug other than please watch our episode next week. This is gonna be juicy. I can feel it in my bones. Yes, so I will just now pass it to Allegro.
Hello, I am Alluring Allegro, your silly siren variety streamer. You can find me here on twitch.tv/Alluring Allegro, and also on the Twitter and the YouTubes and the TikToks. I am currently in an actual play, Monster Week, urban fantasy, supernatural mystery style campaign at Luna. This Saturday and next week Saturday, called Lodge. So come check that out.
All right, and I believe that leaves me. Everyone, I'm Pluto, non-binary queer streamer and game master. I best run every game in the known universe. When I am not here, you can usually find me all over the interweb, including Blue Sky and Threads and Hive and whatever else is out there at Pluto Cleric. Projects coming up next couple weeks. On Monday, I will be over at the Initiative Order at 9 p.m. Eastern, continuing our Power Rangers Arcanines actual play, where I am Frankie Oliver, the Green Arcanite Ranger. And then after that, the week after, I am also going to be at Gen Con. So come say hi to me. That's all I got.
Yeah. And once again, I am Abby, she, her pronouns. You can find me on Twitter, Tumblr, and Blue Sky as Abhorrent Abby. And you can also find me for a professional GMing service on Start Playing Games on startplaying.games/GM/Abby Games. Again, I run just about any kind of game you would like. I've got a game of Cairn coming up, some games of D&D, also trying to put together a Beam Saber campaign soon, so take a look out for that. Yes, and I believe that is all. I think. Yeah. All right. So thank you for Neon Lights Roleplay for raiding with us. We are going to be raiding over to my good friend Riverside Wings, however. In that case, thank you again, once again, for joining us. Join us next week, same time, same channel, for our finale. And let's go, clowns!
Let's go, clowns!